I did.
They got it.
Let me see. Go to the mute.
Need any help, Beatrice?
Yes, I do.
Okay. you
Okay,
want us to
I can
mute,
mute
right?
myself.
Yes, mute yourselves. if
Okay, if you could
possible.
unmute yourselves, that would be great. Because it's not showing me how to mute the participants. Oh, maybe it's if I go to all participants. Well, yes, if everyone can mute yourself, that would be awesome. Because we are going to have Cynthia, Sophia, Lorraine do a beautiful meditation for us. And Cynthia is our Baja priestess, who's just amazing. And I love her very much. She's Cynthia.
Gosh, where'd it go?
Thank you. And I just want to make sure I'm heard. You can hear me, Beatrice?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, I just want to welcome this beautiful community into presence at this time. So I'm going to invite everyone to release the urges to fiddle, make sure your technology, any distractions are set aside for just a few moments or for the duration of our gathering today. And if you can uncross your legs and make sure that your feet are on the ground or on the surface below you. And just relax your arms into your lap or wherever they feel comfortable and close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I'm going to invite you to start to presence your breath through the nostrils into the lungs. Really giving thanks to our breath at this time and for the health of our lungs. Really presence the inner lining of the lungs right down to the very base, the little alveoli sacs at the base of the lungs, to really give thanks to the life force energy that we take in. And then as we expel anything that we no longer need, we're able to then receive that breath once again and dropping more deeply into the physical body as our indwelling home. We're just coming out of a full moon in Cancer, which was all about home. And so inviting that the home is within and filling your home space with your presence. We can let go of mental activity. We can set aside concerns and emotions at this time and just be present. Now we're moving into this brand new year, already a week in. And many people have already mentioned on this gathering that time moves fast. So I'm inviting presence as a way of stepping outside of time and allowing the now moment to be a doorway into a deeper access to your true essence, your authentic nature. And that true essence and authentic nature is encoded with enchantment. And sometimes we lose that. But to rekindle the enchantment that is our childlike nature, where we're in wonder and awe with so much of life that we might take for granted. So using this presence, this dropping into our indwelling home within our physical body, even feeling our presence in our feet, in our seat, in our core, in our heart, in our throat, in our third eye, and at the crown of our head. Filling ourselves with the light of the presence of the now moment, stepping outside of time. And for some, when you're experiencing complete embodiment, you might feel an excitement, an inner stirring of something that's always there, but we tend to get distracted from it. It's a creative life spark. And the now moment is a doorway to our true essence, our inner sanctuary, our true nature. And to tend to our true nature is a great gift. It allows us to step outside of time, to drop the linear mind, to engage the creative spark within. And it seems the older we get, we might have this already occurring, but to invite in the child, our child self, our inner child. Some of us already have that really well integrated. But to invite a moment from your childhood that is not encoded with anything but wonder and awe of being a child, a time of play, a time of being with an animal or being present in nature. And seeing the world through the eyes of a child where everything is new and fresh and filled with wonder. The now moment as a doorway to this experience. And if your inner child's integrated already, then you're feeling this really fully as your adult self, your present self. Just sit in quiet and feel comfortable there. Presence the breath. Present stillness. Presence that true nature, that essence within. Presence the heartbeat felt in your fingertips and your toes. Presence the desire to create, to use your life force energy to create something that inspires you. Presence all the humans in coherence right now in this gathering with every inhalation. All stepped out of time for a few moments into stillness and beingness, presencing that sacred fire within. Allow that sacred fire within to release some new codes. That can be carried into this new year. Carrying the essence of enchantment with life. And the power of gathering together to come into coherency, such as we are. Allowing that fire, that flame, that passion, that aliveness within us to warm us as the indwelling home. A peaceful hearth. A sacred sanctuary that carries us through all the ebbs and flows of life. Finding the breath once again. Finding the coherence in this gathering once again. and allowing enchantment to encode you, encode your breath, encode your movements, encode your reflection in the natural world if you're outside, when you go outside, when you interact with animals, people you love. And notice that love is a natural occurrence when the indwelling home is encoded with enchantment and the sacred presence. Encoding enchantment into your 2023, into this winter season where the seeds are dormant in the earth, but they are coming into coherence with new life and a bounty to come. Keeping it simple, keeping it alive in the simplicity, the turning of the wheel, the indwelling home, and tending the sacred hearth within that home. By dropping into these places outside of time, where we're held, instead of being the one that is always doing the holding, we can be held. Now I invite us to all take a nice, long, deep cleansing breath in through the nose and then releasing out as a nice sigh, exhale through the mouth. And once again, in through the nose, filling the lungs, and out through the mouth. And one more time. Feeling our seat, our feet, where our arms have been comfortable. Presencing that hearth within, that indwelling home that we carry into our new year, enchantment, encoded with enchantment, and the coherence of this group. And I invite you to, when it's comfortable, to wiggle your toes and fingers and open your eyes and bring yourself here. We're in the visual realm again. And thank you all. I could feel your energy.
Thank you, Cynthia. Always, always wonderful. I'm going to ask that you all give us your beautiful smile for our screenshot. Yay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. So what a wonderful way to start our year, full of enchantment and living with our inner child and connecting with our inner child, which I think Janet embodies as well. I met Janet, gosh, in maybe 1999, 98 through Psi seminars. And she was the administrator there and was amazing. You know, very positive, always smiling. She has a cute little giggle about her and always fun, and definitely sees the potential and the possibilities in everyone, and is very supportive and encouraging and kind. And so it's with pleasure that I introduce Janet, and I'm going to read a little bit of her bio. I learned things about her I didn't know. I just knew she was amazing, but I didn't know she was a level 2 Reiki healer, and just so much to her. So Janet is a person, she's been in the personal growth industry since 1986. And she's been coaching and facilitating all levels of seminars. And she has held her own seminars in Hawaii and other states. And she's held women's retreats that I think you were mentioning also are inclusive of men, and has done a lot of work in the personal growth field. She's facilitated advanced leadership courses. She has a master's degree in spiritual psychology from the University of Santa Monica. which some of you are familiar with because we've had a lot of wonderful speakers and as an alumni too of that university. She's a certified business coach. She's over the last 8 years, she's been focusing on health and wellness, focusing on health, body, mind, and finances, and having phenomenal results. So that's just even more things that I learned about you, Janet, I didn't know. So I'm super excited. She was so gracious to agree to present to us, and it was kind of last minute because the year just came, holidays and everything else. So I'm very grateful to you and super excited to hear your presentation. So with that, welcome to our group.
Thank you so much, Beatrice. Thank you all. That was a fantastic meditation, Cynthia. My energy was here and now I'm here. So I think that's a way better place. I get a little too excited. So that was really beautiful. You know, being here and looking at all of you and feeling your energy, I just feel like I fit right in. You know, usually I'm one of the older people in all the different arenas that I work in. And so, you know, I think a lot of the stuff that I'll be sharing is you've done, you know, it's nothing new, and maybe you don't need, you know, where I'm going. So take whatever fits for you and let the rest go and pass it on and just see if there's any value that you can personally create. So when Beatrice asked me,
Janet.
I'm sorry. Oh, I heard some feedback. So when Beatrice asked me, I'm like, sure, why not? We talk a couple times a year. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
You had frozen for a little bit.
Oh, no.
Not for me.
Bummer.
Not for me.
Oh.
No? Oh.
Okay. And so I have a word for this year, which is new. And that's pretty simple and short. And I just let it come. And I was thinking all kinds of fabulous things, but the word stuck, and it was just my word for 2023 is new. And so Beatrice says, hey, do you want to do this thing? I said, yes, you know, because it was something new. And whatever it was, I knew it was going to be fabulous because Beatrice was a part of it, and Karen Timko. And now I see John Seeley. And these are people I knew way, 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 way back when. And so that's one thing that I'd like to start with. If you haven't done it, if you would like to, is create a context for this year for yourself. What does that mean? What are you working on? I'll tell you, one of the best years I had, long story short, I had lost both my parents. I'd had a super long career in personal growth, and the owner of the company that I was working with, I figured I was going to stay there through my mid 60s, and he suddenly passed away at 60. And so it was never quite the same. I mean, it was based on his name, his vision, his leadership, and so on. And so I left, and I thought I knew where I was going. And not knowing where you're going in your early 60s is like, well, this is interesting. But you know what? I came up with the phrase, I'm on a magical mystery tour, and I'm going to say yes. And as long as it's positive and healthy and good and all that kind of stuff. And I did. And I said yes to a whole bunch of opportunities, and it led me to where I'm at now, which of course, that's how it works. So that was a great word for me. So I know new is going to be a great word for me this year. And look, I'm already here. So thank you. So choose a word if you'd like, and just set up a context for your life for this year and base it around that. The other thing I wanted to start with, I do have an exercise that I'm going to give you that you can write it down and then do this on your own time when you have time to really do that and work with it. But the other thing, when Beatrice was saying, well, what do you want, Beatrice? And she's like, well, I was thinking I want something of a transition from last year to this year. Where do we go with that? How do we make a clean transition, or can we? I'm like, that's fantastic. We all know about New Year's resolutions. What you may not know is most of them don't stick. And that's a fact. That's just not an opinion. I mean, 85 to 90% of The population's New Year's resolutions are out the door within 2 to 3 weeks and definitely out the door within a couple months. So the gym places, they count on that. They're sitting on 400 million of unused memberships, and that's their Christmas present. So most resolutions don't work because people don't know what to do. They have an idea, but they don't know how to make that happen. And since I'm in the health and wellness, we see this all the time with people that are into dieting and what that looks like. And by the time they come to us, they've tried every single thing in the world and then some. They've made up their own. But guess what? They end up back in the same place because they've never changed their thinking. And that's what it's all about. So a good place to start creating a new energy for a new year is to clean. And I don't necessarily mean get on your hands and knees and scrub, although you can do that. What I mean is clean your mind, clean, let go. And I know that many of you are already in this place. You've done that. You live like this, but it's always a good reminder to declutter. And I'm sure a lot of you have, but you know what? There's always more. There's always more. If you look around and said, you know what, I'm going in this direction this year. I used to collect this and now it doesn't feel right. So give it away. Let's bless as many people with things we don't need, create space, declutter your body, declutter your mind, declutter your thinking process. And yes, declutter your house and your garage and declutter your circle of people, if that has any meaning to you. Does everybody support you? Are you around people that cheer you on and love you and all of that? Clean up your finances. Create space. If you create space, in my case, the new will be there. So space is a good thing. Actually, these last couple of years of the pandemic, I did something I've never done before. So I've lived in this house 25 years. It's been remodeled 15 years ago, blah, blah, blah. I'm very much into color and beauty and texture. Like I got to have my things around me that make me feel good, that I resonate with certain colors. And that can change. Like I was big into purple for a while. Not really easy to put purple in your home, but it's a great spiritual color. But you know what? I have a friend who's a designer here in Orange County, and we somehow partnered up and she helped me redecorate my home, 4-bedroom, 3-bath home. And we're staying here until we get thrown into assisted living or something. So this is my home. And you know what? I pretty much got rid of everything, every stick of furniture, every art piece, except of course, things that had a lot of special meaning to me. Problem is, everything is special to me. Like I like to keep things. I like things. I love things. And I have to be in a certain mindset to go, okay, go. And beautiful things from my childhood, which I have a little neighbor next door, and every year she gets the Shirley Temple doll, or she gets the tea set, or I don't have children or grandchildren. So, I look around, who can I bless? So also I wanted to mention one thing. If you know about this or have done any feng shui, I find that feng shui is a hoot. And I took a bunch of classes in it a long time ago. And I met this lady, Karen Rauch Carpenter. You may know this book or know of her. I have given this book to many, many, many people. She works with the Black Hat sect of feng shui, which is super simple, super easy. I kind of say sometimes to my friends, this is white people stuff. Like it is dumbed down so that we can understand feng shui. This is not complicated. This is not, it's not the Chinese version where everything is, numbers and so on. I don't want to do that. I want something that's fun. Years ago, if it's not fun, what's the point? I do make things fun. So this has been such a blast, such a hoot. And you know what it is? It's just, I interpret it and imprint my own intention on whatever I want that to mean. So you had mentioned the inner child. My dining room is my inner child and creative gua of the whole bagua. And so there's certain colors, there's certain elements. Oh, show the name of the book. It is, what is it? Move Your Stuff, Change Your Life by Karen Rauch Carter. You can get it from Amazon. She signed mine. And so you don't have to do anything. I did not redecorate my house with feng shui in mind, but it's amazing how many coincidences, you know, and it was done and I'm ready to play. It's like, oh, look at that. It sort of already fits into, you know, the element or the shape or the color of what this particular gua is. And so anyway, who knows? But feng shui is fun. It's a way of just playing with your space. Space is good. And you know what? Just get in there in your corners and clap your hands, get rid of stuck energy. So stuckness, like out the door. Okay, where are you stuck? Let it go. Get the energy that you're stuck in your house. Get it out of there. That's what I mean by clean. Okay, do what you got to do. Reiki the corners, you know, sage, whatever. So that's kind of how I wanted to just start this today. Is the transition for you is create your space that works for you. Okay, the title of what we were doing today is what is possible for me in 23. This is something that I am working with all of my teams of coaches, and we work with all of our clients. They're already on plan, they already have structure, they already have a community, they already have a coach. So all of this is already working for them, but we just decided to create a little fun, simple group for 5 weeks to give them a little extra space, a little extra support, because as you know, what you guys have already created is community is everything. So we gave them a little extra support in community. And we're going to work on what's possible for me in 2023. So I know all of you are dreamers and visionaries, and you're connected to, like our meditation was that, bringing into the now and letting go of the time. So we're going to bring the future into the now here today. And so this is what we're going to do, is take a look at certain elements, certain areas of our life. We're going to look at the current reality. Sometimes current reality is an acquired taste, and we're just going to look at what's the truth. Where am I at? So that we have our point A, so that we can create the point B. So this is all about creation, and we're going to bring that future into the now. So next slide, and thank you, Beatrice, for doing this. Okay, if you would write these 4 areas down in states in your life. Your health is one, your mindset is another, business, finances, whether you're working or not, you always have a relationship with money and finances, and lifestyle, and whatever that means to you. So health could mean a million things. It could actually be the numbers, like your blood pressure, or your the scale, or it could be your percentage of fat, it could be your blood pressure, whatever. Mind and mindset, you decide what that means to you. You know, how do you think? What do you think? Are you focused? Do you know how to get out of a negative mind spot in your mind? Does your mind give you the peace that you want? Are you working on your emotional intelligence? Do you know how to manage your emotions? Like, those are valuable pieces of our life that nobody talks about and nobody knows what to do with. So the other one is business and finances. It's like, it doesn't have to be a job, but like, are you giving? How much are you contributing? Are you wasting money? Do you have what you need? Do you have more than what you need? And what are you doing with that? And how can you create more if there is a desire to have more? And what is your lifestyle? I would say that this one's pretty good for most of you, I am sure, but your lifestyle can encompass many things, which includes other people, other relationships, things, and so on, your stress levels, what you do, your activities, and all of that, travel, living conditions, family time, support, all of that. So look at each one of these and, you know, kind of rate yourself. You can do on a scale of 1 to 10, but how about you do this? Are you thriving in your health, or are you decaying in your health? Or another word of that would be declining or struggling. So, you know, Aristotle said we have a growth period, we have a stability period, and then we have a declining period. All right. So it's like you want to reach stability while you're growing. And Plato came around much later and said, I don't think so. We're either growing or decaying. Those are your choices. You're either moving forward, and if you think you're stuck or moving backwards, guess what you're doing? You're struggling and decaying. So where are you in your health? Are you thriving? Are you thriving in your mindset? Are you working your creativity? What are you doing with your intelligence and your emotional intelligence? What are you learning? Are you keeping your memory sharp? So where are you? Are you thriving? Are you thriving financially? And what does that mean to you? Because this is all your interpretation and your lifestyle. And who can you bring into this so that they too can find the value for them based on you being the living example? So here's 3 questions that you can look at any of these areas of your life. And by the way, you may have other areas that are more important to you that you could put in here. Maybe it's alone time, maybe it's family, maybe it's legacy, maybe it's creativity, you know. So all of that, you create what's important to you. But think about this. Let's just take one area, health. What do you want less of? Okay, 3 questions. What do you want less of? So maybe it's, well, I want less sitting. I want less stress. I want less coffee. I want less processed foods or whatever, right? What do you want less of and what do you want more of? I want more hydration. I want more activity. I want more excitement. I want more ability to calm myself, whatever. And then what areas do you need to work at? And you can create other questions that are important to you. But basically, it's like, hey, what's not working? What do I not want more of? What do I want more of? So be specific. And what do I need to work on this? So how often do you really sit down and look at all the different areas of your life and say, I need to work on this, this, and this, instead of having it just be one big blob that goes, oh, I'm not happy here. Oh, I need to change, or, oh, this is not working, or whatever. Let's be specific. What is working and what's not working? Okay. So hopefully you're all clear on that. Current reality. Where are you? Thriving, declining? What do you want more of? What don't you want? And specifically, what about these areas or some other area that you create that you want to work on this year? Okay. And next slide, Beatrice. I think I talked too much. So here is one other aspect that I like to bring in. And this question is, how do you feel about where you are in life right now? So after you get done with these areas and you answer all of those questions, I want you to write about it like a story. Like, today, this is how I feel about where I'm at in my life. Okay, my current reality is this. The truth is, as of today, this is where I'm at in all these different areas. And I want to tell myself and be clear about, how do I feel about this? So clearly you have to be in touch with your feelings. You have to be good with expressing yourself, and that it's okay to have what people say are negative feelings, but they're just energy. It's just feelings. So maybe you're not happy with where you're at mentally. Maybe you're not happy with where you're at physically. How do you feel about that? You know, are you angry? Are you frustrated? Are you embarrassed? Or you go down the shame tube or whatever? Because, and there's a reason I'll mention in a minute, why is this important to get clear about how you feel? So thinking about it is one thing, feeling about it is another. And it's important to get that aspect of us engaged in this about how we're feeling about it. Okay, next slide. Okay, so now we're shifting gears. This is the truth of now. Now we're going to create what is possible for you in 2023. That's up to you. Okay, anything's possible. So let's dream. All right, let's create. So next slide. And a lot of this is based on this principle right here. Standing in the future, acting in the now. You can say leading from the future, acting in the now. however you phrase it means that, and we all know what this is because we've done it, whether we've been aware of it or not. This is the old fake it till you make it, which has lots of negative connotations to it. However, you know, maybe the truth was the lie. We grew up with certain truths, belief systems that, you know, like we didn't deserve, or we weren't enough, or we weren't smart enough because somebody told us that. And then we acted on it, and then it became true. And then we created the result that basically affirmed what we thought was the truth. Well, I submit those were lies. I submit that the truth is present and future, and that you can call it in and be that. So this is more of a be, do, have. My favorite quote or saying is, whatever you want, wants you. And so it's already in the spirit realm. It's already out there manifested, and now you're calling it into manifestation here. So standing in the future, acting in the now. All right, next slide. And this is where two things, the words. Let's change the words up, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows this. This comes from I am, which is definitely one of the most powerful statements in the world, instead of I will be. And if you're not conscious and aware of it, you're already putting it out there like, so what is it that you want for your life? Well, I would like to have this. And like, you'd like to, or you own it. You know, yes, well, I will be happier. No, that's putting it out there instead of owning it. So I am is owning it. So how we're creating the future in the now as we take it into I am instead of I will, or I would like to. Many people don't understand the difference there, and it's a huge difference. Okay, next slide. All right. Now you're going to do the same thing, but from, you've already created this in 2023. It's now December 31st, 2023. And all the stuff you said about these different areas in your life, you've done. So what have you accomplished in your health? So you're going to be writing again, but from a place of describing what is it that you've done and how do you feel about it? And why is it important to put how you feel about it? Because repetition and emotional involvement are the two areas that are necessary to create a new paradigm, to weaken an old paradigm because they don't go away. Those belief systems don't go away, those childhood, you know, lies and all that stuff. However, obviously where you put your focus grows. So having emotion about that, getting excited about it, visualizing it, picturing it, repetition. So you got to do it a lot, and emotional engagement, emotional involvement. And the more emotional you are, the less you have to repeat it. So with that, you're going to state, what have you done in your health? Like all that stuff you said you wanted to do, what have you done? And how do you feel about that? Remember, you want to bring in the emotion. So did you lose weight? Are you improving your sleep? Are you eating healthier? Have you started pickleball or whatever? Same thing with the mindset. Like now, are you focusing on being a leader? Are you more responsible? Is your confidence higher, your self-esteem? Then for your business and finances, how many people are you making a difference to in their life? Is your income improving? Are you whatever's important to you? You have everything you need. Now, what can you give away? And the same thing with your lifestyle. What have you done to create the lifestyle that you said you wanted that wasn't working for you in the current reality? So what does that mean? How is your personal time? How is your living condition? How is your travel, your family, whatever it is about your lifestyle? And I think most of you already have this one down. Okay, next slide. All right, so here you go. Now you're going to write it from the now. Imagine this. It's December 31st, 2023. You've made all those changes. You got really clear. What do I need more of? What am I letting go? Which I started with cleansing, cleaning, space, declutter, get rid of stuff, right? Focus on what you need and want to have in your life. And don't let anything else get in there, right? Just be clear about it and create mental, emotional, and physical boundaries. So what have you accomplished? You're imagining this. And what does your life look like? So now you are creating the picture, creating the vision, whether you use treasure maps or vision boards or meditation or screen of the mind or whatever aspect you work with that works for you. Today, we're writing it, because when you are writing it, you're engaging other aspects of yourself, right? So writing it is one thing. So this is what you're doing. You're standing in the future, you're acting in the now. So today is December 31st, 2023. Now you're declaring, my life is awesome, all right? I'm thriving. I'm no longer there. I am here. I got my perfect BMI. I'm off all medications. This is what I'm doing. I've achieved my black belt in Taekwondo. I'm strong, peaceful, happy. I'm focused. I'm looking forward. I'm acting. I always wanted to act, and now I'm doing it and singing because I deserve to do whatever it is that I want. That's going to float my boat and make me happy. And I'm going to bring everybody with me, because my jam is, hey, my jam is making a difference in the world, right? We're all here to raise the vibration of mankind. And how do we do that? By being happy, by taking care of ourselves, by getting what we want, doing what we want. We're ethical, we're healthy, we're positive, and we just bring everybody along that we can, because we're here to influence people. At our age and stage of life we're in, it's important. I know we don't have the past cultures where it was important to hand down everything that you've learned, orally. We don't do that. But what you can do is be. Who you be makes a difference. And so now you're creating, all right, I've got 50,000 a month is coming in. Like, I got exactly what I need. This is what I know that I'm doing. And how do I feel about that? Make sure you get it in there, how you feel, because repetition, emotional involvement. All right, last slide. I believe this is the last slide. Yeah, this is it. Now's the time. All right. The future is in the present, just like we said in our meditation. Write out all of your I am statements for 2023. Declare what you will do, what you have done, what has already been accomplished. From I did this. This is where I'm at. You're creating a new point A. Obviously, it's a point B, but you're creating a new point A. Because in December 31st of 2023, at the end of this year, guess what? You get to do this all over again. You get to create a transition from 2023 to 2024, just like you're doing now. And you may do it differently or the same or whatever, but you've just created a roadmap for your life this year. If you picked a word, you have a context. If you're working on this and you're clear about the areas in your life, you want to get rid of this, you want to do more of this, you want to focus on this, this is what I got to do. All right. Now you put yourself in the future, in the now, what it feels like to have accomplished all that. So literally you've created your life. And now you're going to do it. Of course, you have to do the work. You have to do the work, but this is going to support you in that. So if you could kind of let go of the slide, Beatrice, and just a thought that obviously we didn't have time. This is just explaining what it looks like. But you know what? This would be awesome. I did a class called Vision Quest for many years. And basically, it was so awesome. It was writing what your life was going to be like this in the first person for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years. And for most of us, 20 years is, oh my God, So, but the thing is, 1 year, you kind of know where you're going to live, who you're going to be with. 5 years, kind of pretty much the same. And like I say, many people are much younger. So they're like, oh, I'm going to get married, or, oh, I'll have a kid by then, or whatever. I'll have my perfect job. And then 10 years, not so easy. Because it's not as hard to be, it's not as easy to be specific in 10 years. In 20 years, it's all made up. We make up all this stuff anyway. So, but what I've seen over the years of doing this hundreds of times is almost always when you get 20 years in the future, you want to give back. What's really important is not where you live, not what you're doing. Of course, what's important is who you're with, but really what you give. At that stage in life, people are about contribution. They know that they've created this amazing life. So what can I do to make a difference in the world? So what I would suggest is that you pick a buddy, or you guys do this as a group, or you do it as a team, or you've now written it, but speaking it now engages a whole nother aspect about yourself. And I'm telling you, when you speak it, when you read what you've already created for your life in a year, I bet you there's some tears. And these are good tears, happy tears. It doesn't matter. You will get emotional. That's a good thing, right? Emotional engagement. So when you read it to people, it's amazing. Plus somebody's witnessed it. You've got somebody that heard your vision. So that's what I would recommend. Figure out how you guys want to play with this. Do it together, pick a buddy, but speak it out loud. And then you can put it in the drawer and never look at it, or you can pin it on your bathroom mirror. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want to do with it, but you've done the work and now let it flow. And that's pretty much it. So that's what I wanted to communicate today was go create your now.
I love it. Please unmute yourself. And if you have any questions for Janet, any comments.
Yeah, I didn't leave.
Told you she was amazing.
Yes, thank you so much. It really was inspiring.
Awesome. Thank you.
Fantastic.
And guess what? You're inspiring. I mean, just looking at you both and your dog. I saw your dog in the beginning. Anytime I see a dog, that's my thing, right? Animals are my thing. Not having kids and grandkids, you know, I'm leaving my legacy to improve the world, right? It's all about the world, it's about the planet, it's about the animals, and people will take care of themselves. And this little puppy over here, every time I see this little puppy, that I love it. So you're already inspiring, Anna.
Wonderful. Thank you. We don't have kids or grandkids either, so we're
There you go.
wonderful.
It changes life. We are in a very weird area. Okay. No parents, no kids, no grandkids. Very few people can relate to us, and that's okay.
Well, I don't have any of those either, but I'm Grandpa Jim to 5 boys.
Oh, so awesome.
Lovely.
Yeah, we may not have biological, but trust me, I learned years and years and years ago. And by the way, it's a very long story, but I spent almost 2 decades in vitro fertilization. And so I have gone the distance, and it wasn't meant to be. And so, you know what? The world's my family. That's how I've figured it out. The world's my family. I'm a mom. I'm teaching. I'm leaving a legacy. I'm doing whatever I can, raising people by raising myself. So it's a not just, oh, live my life, I'm free. No, I have a responsibility to the world, to the earth. You know, when I worked at Sci Seminars years and years ago, they had I guess their mission statement was world peace, one mind at a time. Yes, spiritual mom and grandma, absolutely. And you know what? So I'll be 71 in April, and I do understand the value of the elders. Like I'd said earlier, we don't have that. We don't have the hierarchy. We don't have that culture here. You know, we just don't. But we can create that in our own way. And so, you know what? Whatever I have, it's about giving it away. However, like today, give it away, you know, and whatever, however that lands, that's okay. So that is one of the things as a mom, as a spiritual grandma, you know, that's my job, is to leave a legacy. So I'm still working on that. So anything else, anybody? Anything that I know I did a lot of talking really fast. I hope you caught it all. And if you didn't, make it up.
Well, luckily it's recorded too, so you can go back to it.
That's true. That's very true.
Yes, I
You
took a
know
lot of
what?
notes. And when you said next slide, I was like, no, I'm into this.
Well, here's the
I
thing.
loved it.
And for those of you that went through, you know, personal growth courses, there's the fact, and then there's the meaning that we've decided what it is. So whatever happened, there's nothing about that. It's not inherently significant, but we've made it inherently significant to us. And we made up a story, and out of that, we made a decision, and that's the course of our lives. And so knowing that, it's like, oh, that wasn't true. That was the lie. What is the truth? The truth is you're fabulous. You know, for those of you that did USM, we had to create our own style of therapy, right? Maybe they don't do that anymore, but I came up with brilliant therapy to access the brilliance in all of us. So I'm starting with perfection, right? You already are. Really, the way we're living our life is tearing that down and showing everybody what we don't have and who we're not. And we're invested in that. And that becomes our story. Well, how can you realize that you are enough and you're fabulous and you're perfect, and do that with humbleness, and you're clear, you're grounded and you're clear and you're sharing it? Wouldn't life be different if we just all knew, oh my gosh, we're awesome. Everybody's awesome. How can I trigger somebody to believe in their awesomeness? We had a saying inside, accept your greatness, and suffering is optional, which actually suffering is mandatory, but the kind of victim suffering you make up in your own mind, that's, you don't need that. But how do you accept your greatness? What does that mean to you? Can you, in all layers of you, know for a fact that you are great? Yeah, you got this issue and that problem, and you're over here and you've done this and you did that. That's just stuff. But from you, you're awesome. That is my purpose in life, to make a difference and to help people accept their greatness. They don't have to know they don't have to know anything about that. And I don't have to do anything. It doesn't matter what the mechanism is. That's my intention. So I hope some of you got excited about how awesome you are, and this year that you're going to crave for yourself, because when you do it for you, you're bringing everybody with you.
Okay, what is excitement? Look back to you.
There you go. I can talk forever.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you, Janet. But I'm absolutely wonderful, so I don't have to do everything you talked about earlier. I've written it all down to do it, but now I'm wonderful. I don't have to do it.
No, you do not, but you need to share it.
Yeah,
You
okay.
need to show others and teach others. So that's what you got to do. You don't have to do anything. We don't have to do anything. That's the point.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying be in denial and ignore your issues. I mean, go to therapy, do this, do that. But that does not, it does not negate your value. People think, oh, when I'm this age, or I have this relationship or this job or make this amount of money, then I'll be, yeah.
Mhm.
No, it's backwards. You are that person. You be it. And then all the other stuff will come along, but it doesn't change the value of you. And if it does, you're in trouble.
Yep.
So you are great. Thank
Thank you.
you so much. Thank you just so much for being here and letting me talk my head off, because I get excited. I do. And, you know, transformation is addicting and I love it. And so take again, anything that connected, let go of everything else, and have a wonderful day. And I'm very honored and privileged to be here with a group of amazing people that you have already, you're on a level that most people can't even dream of. And so I'm very excited that I'm with you guys. All right. Thanks.
Oh, thank you, Janet. You're wonderful. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you. Yes, thank you. And it's exciting. It's exciting to think about the end results and plan towards that, right? Because we are in charge of our life, and we are in the driver's seat. And so we get to create whatever we want for this coming year and our next chapter.
Well, that's how you get empowered, right? Otherwise you're victim. You're victim to something or someone or yourself, and you don't know the difference. You know, you got to learn the difference. How does it feel to be above the line or below the line? And it's not wrong or right. It just is, you know? So how do I come from empowerment? And so somebody like Jim, oh, he's still here. Somebody like Jim, who's already perfect and knows it, and he's so damn cute. You want to pinch his cheeks. But you know what? It's like, now you got to give it away, you know, now you got to, that's what we do at our age, right? We give it away, not just money and things, but our heart, our wisdom, our love, our knowledge. Yeah. So we are empowered with a long life. How many people don't get to live as long as we have already? I'm assuming you guys are all old, okay, like me. So I know age means nothing, and we got to deal with it in our heads, but turning 70 this year, that was a big deal for me. So anyway, see what I mean? I better mute myself or I'll keep talking.
Well,
Thank you
thank you,
again.
thank you. So I'm really glad that we record these sessions so that we can share it with others because it is so important. And there's so many wonderful people on this call that you can reach out to. We can reach out to friends to support each other because part of growth and going for what you want, there's going to be discomfort sometimes. And it's good to have people that see you totally having what you say that you want and supporting you through it. So reach out. I'm happy to support anyone and I will reach out too for support because it is really important as we create this amazing year that we're going to have. So thank you,
We
everyone.
got to come back together at the end of this year and say, yeah, I nailed it. Oh my God, I created my vision. I've lived it.
Yes.
Wow. Wouldn't that be exciting? I get goosebumps
Yes.
thinking about it. So
Yeah.
Good idea.
That is
Good.
wonderful.
thank
We
you
used
so
to,
much for your time.
Before you
Thank
go
you.
off, Beatrice, I would like to thank, oh, I got Janet, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. I really
That's
enjoyed
okay.
it and I took notes all the way down. But I'd also like to thank Cynthia because I think that was a wonderful meditation that I
Right.
enjoyed so much at the beginning. So this has been a
was
wonderful get together. Thank you.
Yay.
Yeah, and
really
Beatrice,
is.
are you going to make the announcement about Cynthia's online event, Cynthia Hamilton?
No,
Do
I
you
was
have-
going to ask for announcements. Do you mind, Anna?
Great. Sure,
Wonderful.
I'd love to. Janet and John and I have learned a process for creating our vision of the future. And Cynthia Hamilton, who also is a student where we were and was on the staff for many years, is going to lead a complimentary, it's a gift to our community, 3-hour online event on Thursday, January 26th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And she's going to walk us through so many of the same things that Janet shared with us today. You will actually have an opportunity to sit together and do what you're describing, talk it through with each other. Because of that, the number of spaces is limited so that we do have the time to really work together with each other. So it's a wonderful process. I think she's only going to focus on asking us to focus on one area of our life for that time to really deeply learn and integrate this process. And then you're able to use it for everything forever. Sometimes I use it just before I make a phone call. I sit down and imagine how I would like the call to go. And it's really a powerful process. So everyone's invited. You can go to tranquilobaja.com to our website and you can register there. And there's more information there also. So anybody who'd like to.
Thank you. That sounds wonderful. I'm also going to be doing a vision board class or treasure map, however you want
Great.
to call it. I love doing those workshops. And so I'll get that information out right away so we can make that happen at the beginning of the year.
Great.
Well, thank you, everyone. It's been wonderful. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day today and an amazing week. And just thank you. Thank you for being you.
Thank you,
so
Beatrice.
much, Beatrice.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Cynthia.
Bye.
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 Thank you, Janet.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Bye.